Hello, I'm Alexander Nelson, and I'm going to be using this 10 milliliter pipette to pipette out 2 milliliters of this water. Okay, so I have this 10 milliliter pipette, and here's the bulb. And so I'm squeezing the bulb before I put it on the pipette. It's on the pipette now. Insert the pipette into the water, and then release the bulb to drain the water into the pipette. And so now I'm draining the water to the 0 milliliter mark, which would be my initial volume of 10. And as you can see, it's exactly at the 0 meniscus mark right here. And so now I'm going to drain it down to the 8, which would give me 2 milliliters left, which is I'm trying to attain for my first trial, which is 2 milliliters. And then as you can see, it's exactly at the 8, meaning the meniscus, the bottom of the meniscus is touching the 8 value. Meaning. And so now we put the 2 milliliters into the reaction vessel, which is this beaker right here. Let it drain completely. We take our reaction vessel over to the balance over here and we mask the reaction vessel.
Hi, my name is Wimberly and I'm going to be drawing up 4 milliliters of water. First you squeeze the bowl, place it on the pipette, put the pipette in the water, draw up the water until it goes past the 0 milliliter mark. And then you're going to drop it right at the 0. That's going to be your initial volume right there. And then trying to get to 4 milliliters, I'm going to drop it to the 6 milliliter mark. So right there, see the bottom of the meniscus is right at the line of the 6. So that means there's 4 milliliters in the pipette because 10 minus 6 equals 4. So then I'm going to take it and put it over the jar. And now there's 4 milliliters in the jar. We're going to go weigh it.
My name is Christian Sims, and we're going to be using this 10 milliliter pipette in order to draw 6 milliliters of water. Alright, you want to start by squeezing this bulb right here and then placing it on top of this pipette here. Placing it into the solution of water and drawing up enough water till you get well over this 0 mark. There. Like so. You're going to place your finger on top of here in order to keep the water in a stable position. You want to let it down until you get to the 0 mark here, which represents again 10 milliliters of water. But we want 6, so we're going to let out 4 milliliters of water. See here, we have 4 milliliters of water, and we're going to, after this, go ahead and apply it to our beaker, which will be our reaction. Once all of the water is in the beaker, you want to go ahead and transfer this to the mass.
Hello, my name is Edwin Tsay, and I'll be using this pipette and bowl to draw up 8 milliliters of water. First, you want to squeeze this bowl and put it on top of your pipette to suck up some water. You want to put it in the water and then draw it all the way up to the 0. At the 0, that means there's 10 milliliters of water inside this pipette. But since we're only drawing up 8 milliliters, we need to release 2 milliliters of water. You transfer it to your beaker.
No, that's 6.5. You need to go to 2.5.
By releasing your thumb. Once all the water is out, you take it over and you weigh it.
Okay, so here we're determining the meniscus, and what a meniscus is it's this little bulb right here that occurs with water when you put it in a pipette. And this happens because water is polar, and also it has other properties like surface tension and adhesion. Adhesion is where water molecules will like to attract to other molecules in the glass. And what makes the molecules climb up the glass as well is the cohesion between water molecules, which is the attraction of water molecules to itself. And in order to read the meniscus, what you have to do is you have to keep your eyes at a level plane with the meniscus. When you do that, you have to read the bottom of the bowl. And to read the bottom of the bowl on this pipette in particular, as you can see, it's past the 5. It's about 5.6 is where it's at. And so that's because that's where the bottom of the meniscus touches, is at the 5.6 mark.
Priming is cleaning the pipette before each use, and how to do that is you take the pipette and wash it 3 times with water and soap before each use.
Here we have our lab notebook. We have right here for our graduated cylinder, we have our initial weight in grams, and that is the weight that we weighed, and then we subtracted our weight from our beaker, which gave us our final volume, and everything is to 2 decimal places. And then right here, we have our picture of our meniscus, and it shows how the bottom of the curve is where you would measure it. So right here we have 4 milliliters.